I just wait. I just wait until people react to the Barbie. That's my way of knowing I'm live. Yeah, the ending is great. I love this game. Okay. We're live. There we go. Now I know we're live. Sweet. So, all right. So I love this game. We just skipped all of the story. I don't care. His name was Axe Battler. It's totally fine. We don't care about the lore. The lore doesn't matter. So, I'm gonna read through the opening cutscene dialogue. I have a very generous estimate for this game. So we have Axe spelled two ways in the title of this game. So we have Axe Battler AX and a Legend of Golden Axe. So let's get started right away. So we're gonna get started here. I can't mess up with the controller because I'm holding a physical Game Gear, so no controller issues guaranteed. All right. So new game starts now. Crash, thump, it's the enemy. They're attacking. Clash, bang. Save the golden axe. Protect it with your lives. They don't protect it with their lives. Your Majesty, something terrible has happened. I must report that the legendary golden axe has been stolen by the evil army. Oh no, this is dreadful news. The world will fall to pieces with the golden axe in the wrong hand. Someone summon the only man who can save us, called Axe Battler. For the record, Axe Battler's name is always in all caps like that, even though the rest of the game is in lowercase. Your Majesty, I already know what I must do. I must get the golden axe back from the evil army and restore peace to our world. So long. Okay, and here we go. We have started. Alright, so this is actually basically a Zelda 2 clone on the Game Gear set in the Golden Axe universe. So you've seen most of the gameplay already. We're 1 minute into a 40-minute game. So, this guy's name is Axe Battler. And he's looking for the golden axe, but he has a sword. So we never upgrade the weapon or anything. He has a sword the whole time. So there's gonna be no axes in this entire game. Sorry to break it to you. So the way this works is like any of these like cryptic any like cryptic RPG from this era, which is basically wander around an overworld, find items to progress farther in the. Come on now. Progress farther into the world, get an ability in order to finish the next section that lets you find another item, and it's just that forever. So we are in the first dungeon here. We're done with the first dungeon, in fact. So we have found the bomb. So the bomb is the first item that we needed to open a portion of the world here. So how do we use this bomb? Well, we're gonna find out here in a second. A word about these enemy spawns. So these encounters are entirely random. I have no idea how they work. The frequency is random. Which enemy spawns are random. They're basically based on a set of buckets of enemies. So we're in the first part. We're in the level 1 part of the map here. So only level 1 enemies are gonna spawn. So it's gonna be the barbarian, the Amazon, and the skeleton. The skeleton absolutely wrecks your stuff, like wrecks you this early in the game, and he's very, very slow. So let's hope for no skeletons here. The only time that we have a guaranteed enemy spawn is on bridges. So bridges are guaranteed enemy spawns throughout the game. Otherwise, every enemy spawn you see is entirely random. So that's a guaranteed. Oh yeah, so Amazon Dots is actually short for Amazon Nests. So this is Rev 2 of the game. So if you want to speedrun this game, you need the Rev 2 cart, because the Rev 1 cart. Okay, so I use the bomb, so I have to throw the bomb at the mountain. So I've unlocked this. I've unlocked access to this village. So these little towns are where you're going to go ahead and get your upgrades. So these are going to be where you get your abilities, and you have to do that through training sessions. This is my second favorite NPC This is my second favorite NPC in the game, which is the old man. This guy tells you the same thing every time. If you tell him no there instead of yes, he calls you a wimp. And if you die, he calls you a worthless chump. So he means business. All right. So Rev 2. So Rev 1, it has a lot more like English, so I would have really liked to run Rev 1 because some of the dialogue is misspelled and really, really funny. But the problem is that every time you kill an enemy, they added, when you kill an enemy in this version of the game, you'll see it here, but it'll say like, hey, Axe Battler has vanquished the enemy. He found 2 magic vases. I'll talk about magic vases later, don't worry. The enemy was destroyed. Axe Battler found 1 magic vases. So in Rev 1 of the game, it says, the enemy was destroyed. Axe Battler found 3 magic vases in their belongings, which is a whole 3rd text box. And so the first Rev of the game is like several minutes slower than this version of the game, which makes me very sad. So we have to run this version of the game. So we're gonna train. So we have high jump now. That was the first thing that we got. We're in the second town now. So we're gonna get upper swing. Upper swing, I like to call it like crouch swing, but basically it gives you a more powerful swing. So right now my attack does half a bar of damage. So now I have upper swing. When I crouch and I swing, it doesn't give me as much range, but it gives me a full bar of damage per swing now. Oh, in Rev 1, Amazon is called Amazon ES, Amazon S, and they shortened it for some reason in this version of the game. Do I have enough health? Yeah, we're fine. So now I do a full bar damage. Also, I still have control of Axe very shortly after. Yeah, exactly. Amazon S. Very weird. Don't know why. It's very strange. Alright, so we're at the second side-scrolling section. So we're gonna get the crystal now. But Amazons are already female. Amazons are definitionally female. Sorry, there's a lot of flashing and stuff, so if you're sensitive to that, some of the dungeons will have some flashing. This is gonna go away in a second. You have to kill 2 of those banshees for whatever reason. You have to kill exactly 2, or else that little platform won't spawn. Alright. So these guys are called Sonic. I call them Sonic. There's lots of Sonics in this game. Alright, so we're getting towards the end here. These bug guys do not show up ever again. So you just damage boost through him, so you don't have to deal with it. Alright. Yeah, it has to do a sprite thing for sure. Alright, so we have the crystal now. So what do we do with the crystal? So it's the same thing. We're gonna find one exact tile that we have to use it on. Let me talk about, wow, that was very unlucky. There we go. We crouch in front of the lake. Hey, good job, Sinel. So yeah, this is really bad. This is really, really unlucky spawn rate. So the way it works is that these planes so the planes have the lowest spawn rate. Basically, you're basically right, Sam. You'll see it in a second here. So the plains have the lowest spawn rate, and the highest spawn rate are mountains and the desert. So the end of the game is all desert. There we go. So we threw the crystal into the sea, and that spawns a turtle? So now we have a turtle. I'm taking it a little bit safe because I'm a little low on health. Oh, poop. Oh, poop. Don't die. Please don't die. Yeah, you can one-shot those dragons, by the way. Alright, so we got to the other side. Alright, so we're in town number 3. So in Rev 1, this lady here calls herself the woman warrior in charge of defending the sand. So that was one of the things I wanted to show off, but in Rev 1, but Rev 1's too slow. So I want to go through here. So now we're gonna get jump swing. A jump swing is a very useless ability. We haven't actually seen that. We haven't actually seen the skeleton yet. So say hi to the skeleton. Say bye to the skeleton. I can go off stage. So now we have jump swing. So I'm gonna heal now. So now I can talk about magic vases. So every time I kill an enemy, I'm getting these magic vases. So magic vases are the currency in this game. Thanks for saying hi to the skeleton, by the way. I appreciate you guys. So basically, a magic vase. So I just gave the innkeeper 6 magic vases, and now I have a health refill. Had I talked to one of the innkeepers in the first part of the game, it would have cost me 4 magic vases. So I now have. Oh, I won't be able to show it because it's different characters. All right. So so now I only have 9 magic vases left. It's completely fine. Hey, skeleton. Bye, skeleton. So now we're going to go to the next side-scrolling stage. So we're going to get the next key item that we need. We are now. Oh yes. So we're in the level 2 area now. So only level 2 enemies. So barbarians and Amazons are a thing of the past. Now we have neo-barbarians, neo-Amazons, skeletons, and bad brothers. Those are the 4 things we have. We've only seen Neo-Amazon so far. Neo-Amazon is actually the rarest spawn in the game. It's the thing that spawns the most infrequently. But for some reason. So this is the 3rd dungeon. It's actually a really difficult dungeon, so we're gonna sort of just be a little bit careful here. It's like, we skip the whole thing. So this actually is a very, very difficult dungeon, but there's a cheat. I found it when I was playing this casually. So we have the key now. What does the key do? The key does nothing. The key just lets us pass through the pyramid, basically. It does nothing. Hello, skeleton. Hey, skeleton, come back. Thank you. So the problem with crouch swing is that... The problem with crouch swing is that it has actually a reduced hit radius, as you can probably tell. So now we're actually gonna go grab the best upgrade in the game. Okay, this is my favorite NPC in the whole game. I sold all them boats, so I ain't got no way to get out to sea. All right. That is my favorite NPC in the whole game. I don't know why he exists. He shouldn't have sold all his boats. All right, so we're gonna get super swing. So super swing is super dope because it does the same amount of damage as crouch swing. Oh, this is a bad brother, by the way. Abbreviated bad bra. Don't know why. If anybody knows why they abbreviated a bad bra, I have no idea why. Yeah, feel free to pun up all the skeleton stuff. All right, so now we have super swing. Super swing is super dope because it has the same enemy. It has the same hits. Okay. A lot of these. Oh, we'll just go for it. All right. So, but it has a much wider extension, so we'll actually see it right here. Hello, skeleton. Boom. So now this is really much better. So this is what we're going to be using for most of the game now. Bruh. Alright, so this is one of the worst side-scrolling sections of the game. I call it the Spooter Cave. This is the cave with the spooters. It's very, very rude. This might be a death. This might be the first death of the run. I kind of went risky here, too. So, let's see if the risky pays off, because we're going fast right now. This is pretty, even with all of the voice acting, this is actually really good pace. Don't get hit by the spooter. Come here, Sonic. Come here, Sonic. Alright. Don't get hit by the spooter. Come on. There we go. Jump. Uh-oh. this particular fighter is very rude because he can snipe you from off stage just like that. So now we should be safe. We're just gonna... I don't know why I didn't want to duck there. I am super screwed now. Oh, flashing light warning. So this is the other thing that magic vases do. So magic vases is not just currency, it's also mana. So each one of these flashing light things costs 2 mana. This is the earth spell, and it's the only spell we use in the whole game. And basically it's going to be a lot of flashing lights until we're out of this stage here. And I think we're good here. It's a very, so we don't use this very much. So there are two, there's water and fire as well. There's water and fire as well, but these animations are so slow that it's not useful. It's not worth using at all. Oh my gosh, I actually survived. That is amazing. Okay, so that's done for a while. So we don't have to use. Spells are done for a little while. So we're actually in part 3 of the world. We're in the third part of the game now. So we're going to fight. So we're going to get the tackle ability, which is the last ability we get. So we're going to fight a knight. So now we have spawned, we're in the third part of the level. So now we have bad brothers, neo-barbarians, knights, and neo-skeletons. Or no, just skeletons. Knights are very, very stupid. That's the whole thing. That's all you have to do. So these characters are really hard. If you don't know how to abuse their AI, the enemies are really hard to kill. But if you know how to abuse their AI, then it's much better. I apologize for all the flashing lights. That will only happen one more time later in the game. Also, this NPC gives you a required item. So the compass is a required item. If you don't get the compass, you cannot progress in the game. I forget where the inn is in this stage. Push the lever twice. So when they're talking about the lever, they're talking about your D-pad. So if you're pressing up on the lever, that means press up on your D-pad. If you press the lever twice, that means tap twice on your D-pad, and you'll start running. So basically, tackle gives you 2 abilities. It gives you a run ability, and it gives you a tackle ability. So if you hit swing while you're running, then you do this like shoulder push that's called tackle, and it kills enemies in 1 hit. Alright, so we're gonna go down here. So if we didn't get the compass, we would not be able. You see that little foresty area over there? So from here on out, neo-barbarians are the weakest enemy that we can possibly get, and that's what we want as much as possible. So far so good. We still have one more required. We have still one more required spawn here because of that bridge. So bridge is going to be one more encounter. The knight. So if we did not get the compass from that NPC, we would not be able to go into this forest. Nothing would happen. It'd literally be it'd be a total dead end. Oh boy, I am not ready for this level. This is the hardest level in the game. I have to be very careful because I took too many hits there. So if I didn't get the compass, this stage wouldn't even spawn. Hello. Those pikemen do one. Oops, that's not good. We're going to be very careful here. Ah, darn. So those pikemen, if you don't get it, if you don't hit those pikemen in that 1 hit, they'll do an entire bar of damage to you, and they kill you. That's fine. So we're just gonna go right back down there and try again. So death, the only punishment for death is you get kicked back to the last town you were in, and you lose all your magic vases. We don't care about magic vases for a really long time now, so we don't actually care that we don't have magic vases. Magic vases don't matter for basically the rest of the game. If we need to heal, we can always just die. So there's gonna be a lot of death warping from now on. I'm gonna be a lot more careful. I tried to go fast because I was on really good pace. So we're gonna be a little more careful now. That'll teach me to go fast in the speedrun. This level... Oh, I forgot about you. Yeah. So, yeah, this level is so hard that my PB has a death in this level. Oh boy, I might die. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Alright, so we got to the other side. Given you a barbarian. So what we're doing here, though, so all of this hubbub was basically to find a key item. So the key item is going to be exactly where you think it is, in this little square right here. So now we have fruit. So fruit. So we have fruit now. So now we're going to death warp back. Hey, death warp. Death warp. There we go. That was intense. There's a bad bra in the wild. There's bad bra. So we're going to death warp back to the inn. Much faster. So we have fruit. I'm going to explain. So now compass is done. Alright, so now we're going to go this way. So we're going to progress to the last part of the game here. We're still on fairly good pace, I would say. Yeah, so this is a Golden Axe game. This is a game that's set in the Golden Axe universe. I'm actually trying to recover the Golden Axe from the evil army. That's what's happening. But it's a Zelda 2 clone on the Game Gear, instead of being a good game. It's just a really, really cheap Zelda 2 clone. So good eye, I guess. Don't talk about the dadders. The dadders are the worst. All right, so we're gonna progress to the last part of it. So once we get through this next side-scrolling stage, so we're going to a side-scrolling stage here. Once we get to that past that side-scrolling stage, we're in the last area of the whole world. These are some heckin' spawns. I would say this is a little bit worse than normal. I don't know much about Golden Axe. The Golden Axe experts can kind of explain where this exists in the Golden Axe canon, but I don't know much about Golden Axe. It's a legend of Golden Axe. So it's if you live in the Golden Axe universe, then you talk about this, the legend of Axe Battler. All right. So once we get through this side-scrolling stage, which is actually not too bad, we'll be in the final area of the game. Tackle is required to get through here. If you don't have tackle, you just die. That's how you know you need tackle. Oopsie daisy. Hey. These boulders are random. So these boulder spawns are random. I've tried to map them out. They are random. Alright, so if I didn't have the fruit, this eagle would not come. So what happens there, if I don't have the fruit, then I don't get to this part of the stage at all. I've been mostly just I'm trying to go fast here, so we're just gonna sort of ignore all of these guys. Except for that one. These guys are horribly mean, though. I don't like these guys, so I'm gonna kill them. Alright. Alright, so we got to the other side. So we're getting, so the meanest possible spawn in this game is if I get a D-adder on this bridge. If I get a D-adder on this bridge, it's the meanest spawn in the game. So let's hope for no D-adder on this bridge. No dadder, 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 no dadder. There's a dadder. So the reason dadders are really really bad spawn here is because they one-shot you right now. So I I don't have the magic stone yet, so I actually get one shot by dadders. Thankfully, we did not die. So let's go get the golden axe now. Oh, so okay, so enemies. So now we have Neo Knights, Neo Skeletons, Neo Barbarians, and Death Adders. Yeah, so there are lots of Death Adders. So Death Adders are the big bad in this game, but they're also like, so I can still get one shot here. But it doesn't matter anymore because I got to the inn, so all that happens is that I go back and try again. Cool. So now I'll pick up the magic stone. So now the magic stone is not a required item, but now Death Adders no longer one-shot me. So now I'm just gonna Death Warp back, so I can. I'm gonna Death Warp so I have full health. No, they made. I guess they made carbon copies of them. I don't know. So there's an axe. All right. So now we're actually going to the last portion of the game. I don't care that I have no I need exactly 4 magic vases. But there are so many enemy spawns on the way to the final dungeon that I don't care. One Death Adder by themselves gives me 6. Don't care about it. Don't care about bases anymore. So now there's 2 more side-scrolling sections and we're done. Death Adder. And yes, oh frick, that's fine. I got a little bit too close, but yeah, the speed strat is just to sort of corner them and just hope for the best. And sometimes they kill you. Oh yeah, there's definitely some cloning technology. I think it's just the same enemy over and over. Maybe you're not killing them, and it's just the same one enemy over and over. Look, that matter. So these spawns have been very, very mean. This is more de-adders than normal, I would say. More dadders than normal. Dadders, kill, die. There we go. Walk away. All right. So yeah, so that little mountainous range. This has the highest spawn rate in the whole game, which is why they make you walk on it. But it's a shortcut. All right. So we are on the first of the 2 required side-scrolling stages to end the game here. So this is the jamming. This is the best music in the game. So enjoy. All right. So what that avalanche does is it removes the hitbox from these platforms and you fall to your death, and then you have to do all of that over again. All right. So more flashing coming up in a second here, guys. Sorry. I need to get rid of these enemies. Best music in the game, no question. So there's gonna be one more use of the, and that's it. We're done. We are done with using magic for the rest of the game here. So now it's just pure platforming. Let's go. All right. So this is horrible. This part is horrible. So you have to jump at the exact right frame. Ooh. First try. We don't get to see my you don't get to see my breakdancing friend. Go down. Okay, that's fine. Neo Barbarians are fine. This ain't your dadder's golden axe. All right. Hey. All right. So we are now. Yeah, I am not on battery power, believe it or not. I am plugged into an AC. This is actually on my actual childhood Game Gear. This is another enemy that, if you don't know how to abuse its AI, is very, very difficult to deal with. Also, I want to note that in that last town, I skipped the last training session. You have to kill a dadder, and you get Link's down stab. Hey, game, just let me kill this guy, please. Hey, game. There we go. One more. Hey, game. There we go. We did it. So yeah, so you can kill a dagger to get down stab. It's not worth it at all. So we just don't do it. It's a good enemy. It's a good ability, but it's not worth all the extra hassle of killing one of these guys. Look how long this takes. I don't have to do this more than necessary. Look how long. There's a faster strat where you do a jump swing, but it's not safe. So yes, Death Adder is it's like a fake. It's like a cyborg. It's like a fake Death Adder. This is horrible. Another Death Adder. Alright, so we're going here we're at the last dungeon here. This dungeon is maybe the worst thing I've ever played in a video game. I cannot believe the spawns. I'm also having a lot of trouble with using this D-pad. It's slowly dying. It's very good. Alright. So this is lots of things. So first of all, you're gonna see that spikes come and go from the ground. So that's 1, 2, woo! Alright. So this is a door maze. This whole area is a door maze, but the doors are not visible. You have to find the area of the doors. You have to guess. So what you're doing is you're wandering around this dungeon where spikes are coming in, are coming up from the ground, and you have to just find the area to stand in to move on to the next part. It's horrific. And this is just like you have to memorize. You have to memorize exactly what to do. So this is pure memorization. So I'm running on purely on like muscle memory here. This is the worst part of the game here. So the worst part of the game is this cloud. If you fall off this cloud, you have to do the whole dungeon over. So don't fall off this cloud. Alright, so we're about halfway done. Oof, we made it. Alright, so we're about halfway done. Oopsie daisy, that's fine. Nope, that's not. Oh, it is what we want to do, actually. Oh, we have plenty of health. We're totally fine here. So we've got like 3 more. Also, check out like look how unclear it is when when the actual spikes like actually have a hurt box is very random. That is the only required use of jump swing in the whole game. So you guys got to see jump swing. Congrats. Remember that was the 3rd of 6 abilities we got in the game. So. This is really weird. This is my favorite of the doors right here. It's just on a moving platform going up inside of a waterfall. Here. All right, so time for the final boss, y'all. You guys ready for the final boss? It's like no final boss. There's no final boss. I killed lots of Sonics, yeah. So this is the final boss. It's a really funny cutscene. It's very, very good. The spikes are not insta-death. The spikes take away half a bar of health, just like any enemy would. Yeah, this run was really good. This was actually 7 seconds off of PB for me. So yeah. Yeah, so this was a very, very good run. I'm really happy. I love this game, despite how terrible. Yeah, so if you die, you actually have to go all the way back to, and you have to do both of those side-scrolling sections again, which is very, very unfair, and that's where you lose a lot of if you died. If you die in the last, like say you die at the very end of that terrible spike maze, you have to go all the way back and do the snow and then the spikes again. So you lose a lot of time. Oh, so we cut the darkness in 2 here. Arg, Axe Battler, you scoundrel! Get revenge for this! Arg! Peace was once again restored. So yeah, so I'm what am I? 13 minutes underestimate or whatever. So yeah, so we killed the Death Adders. It's come on, bruh. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for come on, bruh. So we killed the Death Adders fortress and we're good to go. There we go. And so we actually finally get the golden axe, and that's the end here. All right. So. Yeah, it was a really good run. So yeah, that was a really good run. I'm really happy. So I have one more run left. I have one more run left, and it's Cutthroat Island, the most difficult run of the 4 I'm doing. So stay tuned for that. It's 1:25 in the morning, and I'm gonna do a very hard speed run. Y'all better be ready.